frega, and that they wish to be sort of like Marian Franciscans, where they want to live a sort of third order Franciscan rule, but also be members of, be just like Our Lady, totally surrender themselves to the operations of the Holy Spirit. Mary is the one person who has lived out this gift to the full, this gift of handing over oneself. She's supernaturally filled with the deepest yearning to support and accompany all those who are likewise being invited to this eternal reality. Indeed, it sums up the very essence of Mary's vocation, which is to live totally in communion with her Son's desire to share his unique love for every human being, placing the gifts of her maternal sensitivity and the experience of her own journey of faith at the service of all who receive this call. And we receive this call at our baptism. When we become baptized, we take an oath, a type of oath. All the sacraments are oaths from Roman soldiers again. All Roman legionaries who take an oath. Anyone who has power normally takes an oath not to abuse their power. Politicians take an oath of office to use their power for the good. Police take an oath to protect and serve because they have a gun. That's power. And when we are baptized, we take an oath, or our parents take an oath for us. A sacramentum in the Latin means oath. It's like raise your right hand and say this. And the oath that we take in baptism is the oath of holiness. We renew those baptismal promises at Easter time. Raise your right hand and tell the truth. Do you reject Satan? I do. Do you reject his pomps and his works? I do. Meaning, I want to be a saint. I don't want to fall into temptation again. I want the Holy Spirit to come and dwell within me. And it is Our Lady who takes that sort of first oath of holiness. God already grants it to her through the Immaculate Conception. And she continually does that all the time. Because she's always, in her whole earthly life, is always surrendering to the movements of the Spirit. She's always caring for the other. And in her life, and what Mary is by nature, God takes and expands through grace. By nature, Mary is the mother of Jesus, who is God. And by grace it is multiplied. Hence, Mary becomes the mother of all the faithful. And so this, by nature and by grace, what happens in grace is that those things that are natural to us are simply extended and multiplied and expanded. And hence, her motherly care goes to all the faithful and anyone who is simply created. Mary has a care for the Muslims, for our Buddhist brothers and sisters, for those who are atheists. In some ways, I think she loves them more ardently. In the same way that when your children go off and they do things, and like, hopefully you have the experience of having at least one kid that's usually obedient most of the time, and this other kid over here who's the problem kid, quote unquote, and then, and you love them all, but it seems like because we have the problem kid over here, that when that, you try to discipline the person, this and that, and then, you can lead a horse to water, we can't make him drink, becomes 18 and takes off and goes to California or something, does all sorts of things. Hey, look, I'm the modern day St. Augustine. Oh, there you are. Yes, you are. And then all these other things, how do you draw this person back? Isn't it true that the one who sort of like causes us more sort of like makes our heart wrench and causes more suffering, we actually deep down inside really do love more because we see the brokenness and the need that's there. And it's just like, but if only you knew how much I loved you. I just need to hug you more. No, stop hugging me. You're trying to control me again. No, I really want to hug you more. And it just goes back and forth and that type of thing. The one that causes us the more pain and the more grief, and the more broken, that we see the brokenness, and so our heart goes out to that person more. Mary's the same way. She sees the brokenness of someone who might be agnostic or atheist, but it's like, I reject the Son. God doesn't exist, and all this other stuff. And she experiences, and she hears that, and it gives her pain. It's like, you need to be smothered more with my mantle of protection.